Ever imagine what it would be like to be skinned alive, crucified, or even dunked in boiling oil? All that for pure stubbornness. Yep, that's how some of Jesus' followers met their end.
You started the video alone again? And really, stubbornness. I don't even know what to do with you anymore. Bartholomew faced a terrible fate. He was skinned alive in Armenia. Some traditions even say that after that he was beheaded, all because he refused to renounce his faith while preaching to a people who followed other beliefs.
Skinned alive? Oh yeah, I remember seeing the executioner who did that cruelty the other day in hell. But did he not think about escaping to somewhere with lighter penalties? Like maybe exile instead of turning into a carpet?
True courage isn't about running from pain, it's about facing it for something eternal. Bartholomew wasn't focused on escaping. He knew his suffering would be a powerful testimony. Each moment of pain was a declaration of love for God and a commitment to his mission. He glorified God with his life.
Peter, the big leader of the apostles and the first pope, right? But did you know he ended his life asking to be crucified upside down? Like, basic torture isn't enough. Make me more uncomfortable.
Peter was more than a leader. He was an example of unwavering faith to the very last moment. When he asked to be crucified upside down, it wasn't about seeking extra pain, but about demonstrating that even in death, his master was unique. That act of humility is a testament to his unwavering devotion.
Humility or a desire to make an impact. Because that story is impossible to forget. He really mastered the divine branding strategy, if you ask me.
Impact, indeed, but not how you think. Peter knew that his death would reflect the message he preached, putting Christ above all, even above personal suffering. He wasn't seeking glory for himself, but for the one he followed.
Even in torture, Peter proved you can always take it to the next level.
Andrew, Peter's brother, followed an equally impressive path of faith. He was crucified on an X-shaped cross in Greece, a shape that would later be known as the St. Andrew's Cross. Instead of nails, they used ropes to prolong his suffering. Yet, even in agony, he preached for 2 whole days to the people passing by.
2 days of preaching while nailed to a cross? If that's not commitment, I don't know what is. But let me tell you, this family sure knew how to get creative with their crucifixions. First upside down, now in the shape of an X. What's next? A pirouette at the end?
This wasn't about innovation. It was about inspiration. Andrew knew the pain was temporary, but the message of love and salvation he shared could change lives. He used his last breath to plant seeds of hope and faith in people's hearts.
Plant seeds? What a metaphor. He was literally planted on that cross. But I'll admit, that determination is peculiar. If nothing else, they sure knew how to leave a lasting impression.
Thomas, known as the Doubter, is remembered for his initial skepticism about Jesus' resurrection. However, after seeing Christ's wounds, his faith became so strong that he traveled all the way to India to preach. There, he was attacked and killed by spears while proclaiming the gospel.
This guy went way too far. Literally. India? I bet he thought no one would find him there. Spoiler alert, they did. And of course, they brought spears.
Thomas wasn't running away. He went to the ends of the known world because he believed Jesus' message needed to reach everyone. His transformation from doubter to martyr proves how faith can change a life.
Thomas. First he doubts, then he travels to India and ends up getting speared. Quite the journey, huh? If even Jesus had to work hard to convince him, did he really think people with spears would be more understanding?
John is truly a special case. He was thrown into boiling oil, but miraculously survived without a scratch. Afterward, he was exiled to the island of Patmos, where he wrote the book of Revelation, a prophetic vision of the end times.
John. Fried but not burned. He even found time to write a book full of fire, destruction, and, of course, my name front and center. Well, thanks for the marketing, John, but you really gave away the ending of the world. Well, at least he made it out alive, which is more than we can say for the others.
John is the perfect example of resilience and unwavering faith. Even after so much suffering and isolation, he turned his pain into a message of hope and redemption for the entire world.
Yeah, hope that everything ends in fire and brimstone. And they say I'm dramatic.
The stories of the apostles show us how faith can inspire courage, even in the most difficult of circumstances. It's incredible how their purpose was greater than any suffering.
And also how some people just don't know when to back down. But hey, without them, I wouldn't have so much fun now.
Let these stories remind you that even in the darkest moments, there's always something greater worth fighting for. May the examples of the apostles inspire you to find courage, even in the toughest of times. See you in the next video.
Until then, I'll be here coming up with new ways to annoy this angel. Later.